Yes.
That prompted something I started thinking about this week about the idea of being called to do something from God. I should also just say, like, currently, my entire construct of however I've been raised or taught or learned through the however many decades of my life through church, it's just like a lot of things are being shattered, a lot of ideas.
Nice.
And this idea came up, I don't know, I was listening to one of your shows and somebody brought up being called, and he said like, did God call you, or how did he call you, or did he pick up the phone or something like that? And so I guess just to what you're saying about, this is a very new realization, so if I don't put this together well, is this just like an intuition of just knowing the right action to take? I guess what I'm just looking at is my past and feeling that I've been called to do certain things, and my instinct or my teachings would lead me in this conversation, like being called to be around certain people so that XYZ, I can, can you talk about that a little bit? Just this idea of being called by God to be anywhere, to do anything.
I want to encourage you right away, drop the idea of being called by God. Because these people who are saying they've been called by God, they'll give you the impression that, God told me to go do that. I heard the voice of God, and God told me to do this, and God told me to do that. When God wants you to do something, you're not going to hear a calling. You're not going to even think of it as a calling. You're just going to find yourself doing it, really. And it's going to be, you won't see anything else to do but that. There will be no other choices. You just find yourself doing it. I never imagined doing what I'm doing. Never, ever, ever, ever. Never thought myself as worthy of it. If anything, I used to think of myself as unworthy of it. But I don't think of myself either way now. But God doesn't call you. They read that in the Bible that God called this person, and the devil told them, oh, God's going to call you. And so they hear a voice, and they think the voices of God is of the devil.
Yeah,
and that's why they have to go to Bible school to learn, or preacher school, because they've been called by the intellect, which is of the devil, and they are not just living their lives and doing what's in front of them and okay with it.
Yeah.
They're still angry and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I can see that now. That really hit me this week, listening to certain people have a conversation with you about that, where it kind of just made me look back and reflect on my entire life of moments where I have said on the record, I was called to move to Los Angeles. No one wants to hear this list, but, and then it just made me start to think, like, I know I've been listening to the devil my whole life, but how in the world does that make sense when there's been I don't regret my decision moving here either.
Don't
you know
regret
what I'm saying?
it.
Yeah.
You're here now.
Right.
Let's say you thought God called you to move to LA.
Right.
But you get here, you realize, oh, Lord, that ain't God calling me.
Right. That's where I'm at.
And now,
22 years later, I'm
right,
like, wow,
and
that
now
was...
you're here. Okay, I'm here now. I'm starting out anew right now.
Right,
I'm just going to do what's in front of me. And don't freak out and move back to wherever you came from.
No.
Because you go back there, you realize, why did I come back here?
Yeah.
LA was fine for me.
Right.
And so just live it and let a clear mind guide you.
Right. Okay.
And don't judge yourself.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm not. I'm kind of just like, wow.
People
Every day. Really,
people
I am.
God called me. And they go to school and now they just quote the Bible.
Right.
Preaching the Bible and they think that's from God. What a setup, huh?
Right.
And they still have anger, they have fear, they have doubt, they worry. They're just totally of the world, nothing changing. But God called them. I hear that a lot from women. Oh, God called me. And all they're doing is what the man did that was called. Going to school, reading the Bible, and just going to the Bible. But God called them. God does not operate that way.
Right.
He's quite clear, and you can't help yourself. And when I say you can't help yourself, it's like there's nothing else to do. You know, like I don't have to think about going to the cotton field today, right? Because there's nothing to do. It'll be clear. You have a clear mind. But all thoughts are all lies all the time, because you can hear somebody say, oh, God called me. And now, oh, I want to be called. And say, one day say, oh, I'm calling you. Oh, I heard it, that's from God. And then you got there make a fool out of yourself. Yeah. Worshiping the devil. What a mess, huh?
It is a mess.
All because the devil made a promise to imitate God in every area. And that's what he's doing. And that's why God said, my children will know me by my voice. Right now you just know him by, you know Satan by his voice, calling it God's voice. What a mess. You got to get a hold of all thoughts, and I'm not just talking about these little small thoughts, you know, like, I hate my dog. Oh, I love my dog. Who let the dogs out? It's every thought. You got to pay attention. The light will shine on every thought, and you will see that every thought is a lie. Without even trying to see it, it will be made clear, and you will get to obey where when the thoughts come, when the Satan tempts you with thought, get behind me, devil. That's what it means to get behind me. I'm not giving it to the thoughts anymore. The devil tempts you, you resist the thought, you resisted the devil. Resist the thought, you resist the devil. What were y'all thinking there? Yes. Amazing stuff, huh? Did that help?
Yeah. Thank you for answering that.
So you're in California now, you're in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Whether the devil brought you here or not, just get up every day, do the silent prayer, watch the thought, don't have any regrets. Because even the idea of a regret is a thought.
Yeah.
And with all thoughts come feelings. And then you have and all these feelings are lies too. The feelings are set up. Even the thought of, I regret it, it brings on a regretful feeling. And that has nothing to do with God. All thoughts are all lies. There is never, ever, 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 but never, ever, 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 never a reason to be lonely, to be sad, to be depressed, to have suicidal thoughts, to give in to them, to feel like you just you're rich or poor, or you less than or more than, or you black or you white, or you're male or you're female. All those thoughts are setting you up. You shouldn't be thinking of those things at all. Because you become a victim, life will seem hard for you, it will seem rough. And that's what the purpose of the thought is, to set you up to destroy you. Because the devil doesn't have light. He doesn't have love. He doesn't mean you well at all.